Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to talk about something that affects almost every person in this world. It is something that can steal our happiness, destroy our peace, and even make us question ourselves. And that thing is dealing with toxic people. Tell me honestly, have you ever met someone who always criticizes you? Someone who makes you feel bad about yourself? Someone who brings negativity into every conversation and leaves you feeling tired and unhappy. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's a family member. Or maybe it's someone you see every single day. The truth is, toxic people are everywhere. We cannot completely avoid them. No matter where we go, we will eventually meet people who complain all the time, spread negativity, create drama, or try to bring others down. And the biggest mistake that many of us make is that we allow these people to control our emotions. We become angry because they are angry. We become negative because they are negative. We lose our peace because of their words. But here's an important question. Why should someone else's negativity control your happiness? Why should someone else's anger decide your mood? Why should you carry the burden of another person's bad behavior? The reality is that you don't have to. Learning how to deal with toxic people is one of the most important life skills that you can ever develop. Because if you don't know how to handle negative people, they can slowly drain your energy, destroy your confidence, and take away your inner peace. But if you know how to deal with them wisely, something amazing happens. You become stronger, you become calmer, you become more confident, and most importantly, you protect your peace. In today's story, we are going to learn powerful lessons about dealing with toxic people. We will learn why some people become toxic, how to recognize them, and most importantly, how to protect ourselves without becoming toxic in return. Because remember this, you cannot control how people treat you, but you can always control how you respond. And sometimes, the most powerful response is not anger. Sometimes, the most powerful response is peace. So sit back, relax, and let's begin this journey together and discover how to deal with toxic people without losing ourselves in the process. Section 1. The Story of the Wise Teacher and the Angry Man. One day, in a small village, there lived a wise teacher. People from different places came to visit him because he was known for his kindness, patience, and wisdom. Whenever people had problems in their lives, they would come to him for advice. Some people came with sadness, some came with fear, and some came with anger. The wise teacher listened to everyone with a smile, but not everyone liked him. In the same village, there was a man who was known for his bad temper. He became angry very easily. He often argued with people and believed that the wise teacher was only pretending to be kind. One morning, the angry man said to himself, "I will go and insult this teacher. I will make him angry. Then everyone will see that he is just like everyone else." So he walked to the teacher's house. When he arrived, he saw many people sitting around the teacher and listening to his words. The angry man stepped forward and suddenly started shouting. "You are a fake teacher," he yelled. "You think you are wise, but you are not special at all." The people around the teacher became shocked. No one had ever spoken to the teacher in such a rude way. But the wise teacher simply looked at the man and smiled. This made the angry man even more furious. He continued shouting. He insulted the teacher. He called him names. He said many hurtful things. Still, The teacher remained calm. He did not argue. He did not defend himself. He did not become angry. Instead, he continued smiling. Minutes passed. Eventually, the angry man became tired. There was nothing left for him to say. The place became quiet. Then the wise teacher looked at the man kindly and asked, "My friend, may I ask you a question?" The man was surprised. He expected the teacher to become angry, but instead he was asking him a question. The man replied, "Yes, ask your question." The teacher said, "When visitors come to your house, do you offer them food and drinks?" The man answered, "Of course I do." The teacher smiled and asked another question. "If your visitors refuse to accept your food and drinks, then who do those things belong to?" The man laughed. "That's easy," he said. "If they don't accept my gift, then it still belongs to me." The wise teacher nodded. Then he said something that changed the man's life forever. "My friend, today you brought me anger, insults, and harsh words, but I did not accept any of them. So if I did not accept your gift, to whom do those angry words belong?" The man suddenly became silent. He understood the lesson. The anger that he had carried all morning belonged only to him. The teacher had refused to carry it. For the first time, the angry man realized something important. No one can make us angry unless we choose to accept their anger. No one can steal our peace unless we hand it over to them. The man felt ashamed. His face changed. His anger disappeared. He apologized to the teacher and thanked him for teaching him such an important lesson. The wise teacher smiled and said, "Always remember, my friend, people may throw anger, insults, and negativity at you. But you always have a choice. You can accept it, or you can let it stay with the person who brought it." This is the first lesson about dealing with toxic people. You do not need to accept every negative word that people say about you. You do not need to carry their anger. You do not need to fight every battle. Sometimes, protecting your peace simply means refusing to accept the negativity that others try to give you. And that is where true strength begins. Section 2. Why do people become toxic? Now, after hearing the story of the wise teacher, an important question comes to our minds. Why do some people become toxic? Why do some people constantly criticize others, spread negativity, and make other people feel bad? The truth is, most toxic people were not born toxic. Something happened in their lives. Some people become toxic because they are unhappy with themselves. They are not satisfied with their own lives, so they try to make others unhappy too. Think about it for a moment. A person who is truly happy and peaceful usually does not spend time hurting others. They encourage people. They inspire people. They spread kindness. But a person who is full of anger, jealousy, and disappointment often spreads those same emotions to everyone around them. It is like carrying a heavy bag of stones. After carrying it for a long time, the person becomes tired and starts throwing those stones at others. Another reason people become toxic is jealousy. Sometimes people see your success, your confidence, or your happiness, and it reminds them of what they don't have. Instead of improving themselves, they try to pull you down. They criticize your dreams. They laugh at your goals. They make negative comments, not because you are doing something wrong, but because your progress makes them uncomfortable. There is another reason: pain. Many toxic people are deeply hurt inside. Maybe they were rejected. Maybe they were treated badly. Maybe they grew up in a negative environment. Because of that pain, they become angry at the world. And unfortunately, hurt people often hurt other people. This does not mean that their behavior is acceptable, but it helps us understand something important. Not every toxic person is a bad person. Sometimes they are simply broken people who do not know how to deal with their pain. And when we understand this, something changes inside us. Instead of reacting with anger, we begin to react with wisdom. Instead of asking, "Why is this person attacking me?" we ask, "What pain is this person carrying inside?" This doesn't mean we should allow people to disrespect us. No, we should always protect our peace and set healthy boundaries. But understanding the reason behind someone's behavior helps us avoid unnecessary anger. There is one more reason why people become toxic: fear. Some people are afraid of change. They are afraid of seeing others succeed. They are afraid of being left behind. So they criticize others to feel better about themselves. Have you ever noticed that whenever someone starts a new business, learns a new skill, or follows a big dream, there are always people who say, "You can't do it. That's impossible. You're wasting your time." Most of the time, these words come from people who are afraid to chase their own dreams. Their fear becomes negativity, and that negativity becomes toxic behavior. The important lesson here is this: toxic people's behavior usually says more about them than it says about you. Their anger is their struggle. Their jealousy is their problem. Their negativity is their burden. You do not have to carry it. You do not have to become like them. You do not have to let their words destroy your confidence. Because at the end of the day, you cannot control another person's behavior, but you can control your response. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is understand where their negativity comes from and then choose to protect your own peace. Remember this: people who are happy with themselves do not spend their time trying to destroy the happiness of others. So, when you meet a toxic person, do not ask, "What's wrong with me?" Instead, ask, "What happened to this person that made them this way?" That simple change in thinking can help you stay calm, stay kind, and stay strong. Section 3. 5 Signs of Toxic People. Now that we understand why some people become toxic, the next question is, how do we recognize toxic people? Because not every difficult person is toxic. Some people are simply having a bad day. Some people are stressed. Some people are going through hard times. But toxic people have certain behaviors that happen again and again. Let's look at 5 common signs of toxic people. Sign number 1. They constantly criticize others. No matter what you do, it is never good enough for them. If you succeed, they say you were lucky. If you fail, they say they knew it would happen. If you have a dream, they tell you it is impossible. They rarely encourage people. Instead, they enjoy pointing out mistakes and weaknesses. Being around such people can slowly destroy your confidence if you listen to them too much. Remember this: constructive advice helps you grow. Constant criticism only brings you down. Sign number 2. They always create drama. Toxic people often live in chaos. There is always a problem. There is always an argument. There is always a new conflict. If there is no drama, they create one. They spread rumors. They start unnecessary arguments. They turn small problems into big problems. And then they pull other people into their negativity. If you notice that someone always seems to be surrounded by conflict, be careful. Sometimes the common reason behind all that drama is the person themselves. Sign number 3, they never take responsibility. Have you ever met someone who blames everyone else for everything? Nothing is ever their fault. If they fail, someone else is responsible. If they hurt someone, they make excuses. If they make a mistake, they blame the situation. Toxic people often refuse to admit their own mistakes because accepting responsibility requires maturity. Instead, they point fingers at everyone around them. But remember, growth begins when we take responsibility for our actions. A person who never admits their mistakes can never truly change. Sign number 4, they drain your energy. Have you ever spent time with someone and afterward felt completely exhausted? You feel mentally tired. You feel stressed. You feel unhappy. This is one of the biggest signs of a toxic person. Every conversation is negative. Every topic becomes a complaint. Every situation becomes a problem. Instead of bringing peace into your life, they take your peace away. This doesn't mean you should avoid everyone who is struggling. It simply means you should protect your energy and be careful about who you spend most of your time with. Sign number 5, they don't want to see you succeed. This is perhaps the saddest sign of all. A truly good friend celebrates your success. They are happy when you achieve something. They encourage your dreams. But toxic people often become uncomfortable when you grow. They become jealous. They compare themselves to you. Sometimes they even try to discourage you from reaching your goals. Why? Because your success reminds them of the things they have not achieved. And instead of improving themselves, they try to stop you. Never allow someone else's insecurity to become your limitation. Always remember this. The people who truly care about you will never be afraid of your success. They will clap when you win. They will support your dreams. They will want to see you become the best version of yourself. So, if you notice these 5 signs in someone, do not hate them. Do not become angry. Simply become aware. Set healthy boundaries. Protect your peace. Because not every person deserves unlimited access to your time, your energy, and your emotions. The people around you have a powerful influence on your life. Choose wisely who you allow into your inner circle. Because the wrong people can drain your energy, but the right people can inspire you to become someone better. Section 4. How to deal with toxic people. Now we come to the most important part of our story. What should we do when we meet toxic people? Because the truth is, we cannot avoid every negative person in life. Sometimes they are our coworkers. Sometimes they are our classmates. Sometimes they are even members of our own family. So the goal is not to escape from every toxic person. The goal is to learn how to protect our peace while dealing with them. Here are some powerful lessons. Lesson number 1. Don't react immediately. Toxic people often want a reaction from you. They want you to become angry. They want you to argue. They want you to lose control. But remember this. The moment you lose control of your emotions, you give your power to someone else. So when someone says something hurtful, pause for a moment. take a deep breath. Stay calm. Silence is often more powerful than an angry response. Not every insult deserves an answer. Not every argument deserves your attention. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply remain peaceful. Lesson number 2. Don't take everything personally. Many times, toxic people's behavior has nothing to do with you. A person who is unhappy with their own life often spreads that unhappiness to others. A person who is full of anger often throws that anger at everyone around them. Remember, their negativity is their struggle. Their anger is their problem. Do not make it your burden. When someone says something hurtful, ask yourself, is this really about me? Or is this person fighting their own battles? This simple question can save you from a lot of pain. Lesson number 3. Set boundaries. One of the biggest mistakes people make is allowing toxic people unlimited access to their lives. You do not have to answer every message. You do not have to attend every argument. You do not have to spend time with people who constantly hurt you. Healthy boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary. Protecting your peace is important. You can be kind and still say no. You can be respectful and still walk away from negativity. Remember, not everyone deserves your time, your energy, and your attention. Lesson number 4. Don't try to change everyone. This is a lesson that many people learn too late. You cannot change someone who does not want to change. You cannot force someone to become positive. You cannot force someone to stop being toxic. The only person you can control is yourself. Many people waste years trying to fix others. Instead, focus on improving yourself. Become calmer. Become wiser. Become stronger. Because sometimes the best response to toxic behavior is personal growth. Lesson number 5. Surround yourself with positive people. The people around you shape your life. If you spend your time with negative people, you will eventually become negative too. But if you spend your time with kind, positive, and supportive people, your life changes. Positive people inspire you. They encourage your dreams. They celebrate your success. They help you become a better person. Choose your circle carefully. Your environment has a powerful effect on your happiness. Lesson number 6. Forgive, but don't forget the lesson. Forgiveness does not mean allowing people to hurt you again and again. Forgiveness means letting go of anger inside your heart. It means refusing to carry bitterness. You can forgive someone and still keep your distance. You can wish someone well and still protect your peace. Forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you. Because carrying anger is like carrying a heavy stone everywhere you go. Eventually, it becomes too heavy. Let it go. Learn the lesson and move forward. And finally, remember this. You cannot stop people from being toxic. You cannot control what they say. You cannot control what they do, but you can control your response. You can choose peace instead of anger. You can choose wisdom instead of revenge. You can choose kindness instead of hatred. And when you do that, toxic people lose their power over you. Because the greatest victory is not defeating toxic people. The greatest victory is refusing to become like them. Section 5. Becoming mentally strong around toxic people. At this point, you may be thinking, what if I can't avoid toxic people? What if I have to see them every day? Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's your boss. Maybe it's a classmate or a neighbor. The truth is, Sometimes we cannot remove toxic people from our lives completely, but we can become mentally stronger. And mental strength is one of the greatest protections against negativity. Lesson number 1. Stop seeking approval from everyone. One reason toxic people hurt us so much is because we want everyone to like us. We want everyone to accept us. We want everyone to agree with us. But this is impossible. No matter how kind you are, someone will criticize you. No matter how hard you work, someone will misunderstand you. No matter how good your intentions are, someone will judge you. That is life. The moment you stop needing everyone's approval, you become free. You realize that your value does not depend on other people's opinions. You realize that not everyone needs to understand your journey, and that realization gives you peace. Lesson number 2. Build confidence from within. Toxic words become powerful only when we believe them. If someone calls you a failure and you believe it, their words hurt you. But if you know your worth, their words lose their power. This is why self-confidence is important. Remind yourself every day, I am growing, I am learning. I do not need to be perfect, I only need to keep moving forward. A strong mind does not become weak because of one negative comment. A strong mind remembers its value. Lesson number 3. Protect your inner peace. Peace is precious. Many people spend years looking for happiness, but they forget to protect their peace. One negative conversation can ruin an entire day. One toxic person can steal your energy if you allow them to. So ask yourself, is this argument worth my peace? Is this person's opinion worth my happiness? Most of the time, the answer is no. Learn to walk away from unnecessary conflicts. Not every battle needs to be fought. Sometimes peace is the greatest victory. Lesson number 4. Focus on your purpose. Toxic people often become distractions. They want your attention. They want your energy. They want you to spend your time thinking about them. Do not give them that power. Focus on your goals. Focus on your dreams. Focus on becoming the person you want to become. Successful people do not waste their lives fighting every negative person they meet. They keep moving forward. Remember this: your future is too important to be destroyed by someone else's negativity. Lesson number 5. Turn pain into wisdom. Every difficult person teaches us something. Some people teach us patience. Some teach us strength. Some teach us the importance of boundaries. And some teach us the kind of person we never want to become. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can I learn from this experience? When you learn the lesson, even painful experiences become valuable. You become wiser. You become stronger. You become more understanding. And little by little, toxic people lose their ability to control your emotions. Finally, remember this: mental strength is not about never getting hurt. Mental strength is about feeling hurt, but still choosing peace. It is about being criticized, but continuing to believe in yourself. It is about meeting negative people, but refusing to become negative yourself. The world will always have toxic people. But if you build a strong mind, protect your peace, and focus on your purpose, their negativity will never stop you from becoming the best version of yourself. Section 6. Final message. Choose peace over negativity. As we come to the end of this story, there is one final lesson that I want you to remember. Life is too short to spend all your time fighting with toxic people. Life is too precious to allow negativity to steal your happiness. Every day, you wake up with a certain amount of energy, peace, and joy. The question is, who are you giving that energy to? Are you giving it to people who encourage you? Or are you giving it to people who constantly bring you down? Remember, your attention is powerful, your time is valuable, and your peace is priceless. Never give these things away to people who do not appreciate them. There is an old saying, you cannot stop birds from flying over your head, but you can stop them from building a nest in your hair. In the same way, you cannot stop negative people from existing. You cannot stop people from criticizing you. You cannot stop people from judging you, but you can stop their negativity from living inside your heart. You can choose not to carry their anger. You can choose not to believe their hurtful words. You can choose peace. And that choice changes everything. There will always be people who misunderstand you. There will always be people who dislike you for no reason. There will always be people who criticize your dreams and doubt your abilities. Do not let that stop you. Keep moving forward. Keep growing. Keep believing in yourself. Because the opinions of negative people do not define your future. Your actions do. Your character does. Your choices do. The strongest people in the world are not those who win every argument. The strongest people are those who remain calm in difficult situations. They remain kind when others are rude. They remain peaceful when others are angry. They remain positive when others spread negativity. That is real strength. So from today, make a promise to yourself. Promise that you will protect your peace. Promise that you will stop carrying other people's anger. Promise that you will set healthy boundaries. Promise that you will surround yourself with people who inspire you and support your dreams. And most importantly, promise that you will never become toxic because of the toxic people you meet. Do not allow darkness to turn you into darkness. Be the light. Be the calm person in a noisy world. Be the kind person in a world full of anger. Be the positive person in a world full of negativity. Because when you protect your peace, you protect your happiness. And when you protect your happiness, you create a better life for yourself and for the people around you. Always remember this final message. You cannot control how others behave, but you can always control how you respond. Choose wisdom over anger. Choose kindness over hatred. Choose peace over negativity. And your life will become much lighter, much happier, and much more beautiful. Thank you so much for listening. Take care of yourself, protect your inner peace, and never let toxic people steal the joy that belongs to you.